Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to check out today's video. I really appreciate it. This is Books in My Heart and I'm Angela. And if you are brand new to my channel, my last name is Hart, so it is spelled correctly in my channel title. And I say this because a couple people thought I misspelled Hart, and I assure you I did not. And it may be Monday, but I have a brand new video for you. Mondays and Fridays? What? I am officially pledging to take part in The Artist's Way. Every week for the next 12 weeks, you can expect a brand new video every Monday, in addition to my Friday posts. And I say 12 weeks specifically because that is how long I'm going to be part of The Artist's Way. So grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee and I will explain what The Artist's Way is. My new favorite tea is from White Lion and it is vanilla dolce flavored. It is delicious. And it smells delectable. The Artist's Way, with the subtitle, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity, is written by Julia Cameron. Cameron herself is a prolific writer who ended up teaching creativity workshops. Once she saw this demand, she was inspired to write The Artist's Way. The Artist's Way was originally published in 1992, but it is still regularly used and cited today, which, by the way, was in existence before myself, pre-Angela's existence, thank you very much. The Artist's Way is broken down so that there are 12 weeks in total, each with a different focus, to help you harness and foster creativity. When I was around 18 or 19, I first attempted to take part in The Artist's Way. I was doing 6 college classes every semester, I was working, I had an internship, I had professor meetings, I had extracurriculars. It was just way too much. So 5 years later, I am trying this again. I bought a clean edition on Amazon, and I'm officially pledging to do all 12 weeks. And week 1 is themed Recovering a Sense of Safety. In order to officially and successfully complete your week, you have to do a couple of things. First, you have to do what Cameron coins as morning pages. When I purchased my clean edition of the actual book, it came with this journal to do my morning pages in each day. They are mostly blank and they are waiting to be filled. And since this is the official journal, there are quotes to keep you motivated along the way. The first step in The Artist's Way is writing 3 pages longhand each morning. That is something you have to do every day throughout the duration of the journey. According to Cameron, you write 3 pages every morning and that is how you start your day. Honesty moment. This is where I'm interpreting some of what she advises. In the book, Cameron advises that you wake up an hour early and do your morning pages first thing. She uses the phrase first thing and the word first several times when describing the morning pages routine. I put moisturizer on before I go to bed, and so when I wake up in the morning, I want to go wash my face and brush my teeth and make myself a cup of tea. I want to unwind just a little bit before I do my morning pages. When she uses the phrase first thing several times, I picture opening my eyes, immediately picking up my journal and writing. If I am just sitting there writing, thinking over and over again, I want to go brush my teeth, my morning pages are not going to be that productive anyway. And if my dog gives me those big eyes of his patting at my foot, I'm going to go take care of him first. And then I will come back and do my morning pages. Plus, I'm going to want to have a nice hot cup of tea next to me when I'm writing. I have incorporated writing my pages into my morning routine. I have not made it the focus of that routine, however. Even though she says, and at times encourages, you to just write plain nonsense, I don't want to just write for the sake of writing. I want to be in a good mindset while I'm doing my morning pages. So for me, I've adapted her advice a little bit. There is also a contract in the book to try and encourage you to do your morning pages every day and go out on your artist dates once a week. I actually signed the contract twice because there's a copy in both the official workbook as well as the morning pages journal. So apparently I am doubly invested in this process. Each week, you're supposed to go out by yourself, no friends, no family, no company, and get to know yourself just a little bit better doing an activity. For my first official artist date, I went to Ford's Theater. I have lived in DC for almost 3 years, but I have never gone there before, and I've always wanted to. So I thought this would be a perfect time to take advantage of exploring my city and being a tourist and completing my first artist date. Since the inauguration is still a relatively recent event, there are some leftover tourists in DC. I took some pictures outside and I posted them to my live Instagram story. I perused the gift shop and I just enjoyed being there. I was able to go to this beautiful museum and explore a location I had never been to before. I also treated myself to a lunch at the Hard Rock Cafe right next door. I listened to mostly country and classical music, so going to the Hard Rock Cafe was definitely a different experience. All in all, it was a really good first date. At the end of the day, I was really happy I went out and did that. Each week I plan on telling you what I did for my artist date, so make sure you become a subscriber to see all of those future posts. I really like the idea of an artist date, but I don't think it's practical long term because I don't think I'll always have that amount of time in my schedule. So I do feel as if the amount of time in the activity will vary. The final step each week is completing your homework exercises. They vary in subject matters and activities, but they're meant to just help further the creativity process. I bought this little journal on Amazon to do all my exercises in. Once I saw it said "Be Creative" on the cover, I couldn't resist. So I'm doing and keeping track of all my exercises in here. There are two subjects that you are supposed to avoid discussing in public: politics and religion. But since the subtitle has the word spiritual right there in it, I do need to address this element of the book. I attended private Catholic schools my entire life, pre-K through 12. You had to take religion as a class in order to graduate. When Cameron cites God in the text, that's not much of an issue for me because I grew up with references like that. It's not a deterrent for me while I'm reading. But I will admit that I do think all those references has the potential to drive away other readers. If someone is an atheist or they have absolutely no interest in religion, this book will not appeal to you on that level. God is an artist, so are we, and we can cooperate with each other. Our creative dreams and longings do come from a divine source, not from the human ego. Cameron cites how creativity comes from God. If those religious undertones are off-putting to you, that is something you should keep in mind if you are interested in doing the artist's way. This is a 12-week journey, so if that is not something you can read over and over again for 12 weeks, give it a lot of thought. The one thing about this book that truly struck me is that it's only about fostering creativity. It's about overcoming writer's block and discovering a sense of self. But the book does not instruct you on how to channel your creativity. At this point in time, I have taken dozens of writing classes. I have read every single writing book I could get my hands on. I have listened to 100+ hours of podcasts and tutorials. I have spent a lot of time learning the fundamentals and mastering the craft of writing. This book is only about the creative side, not how you implement those ideas. I think if you want to take part in the artist's way, that is amazing, and I give you so much credit for being willing to try something new, but I think that is only half of the journey. I have been fortunate enough to already learn the writing skills that I need in order to implement my ideas. I really want to make writing my main priority. I have done NaNoWriMo, I have done my writing classes, and now I really want to take everything to the next level. So for me, I'm really hoping that this journey will clear my head and help me focus on what I'm really passionate about, writing. I am being open-minded, and I'm going to do all of the exercises. I'm going to do my artist dates and my morning pages, but I don't think this is the end of the process. If you are a fan of The Artist's Way and you support this journey, make sure you give today's video a thumbs up. Every Monday, I will be keeping you up to date with my Artist's Way progress, as well as posting a new bookish video every Friday. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below in the corner if you've not done so already. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great reading and writing day. And I will see you with a brand new video this Friday.